the King. I'm Lisa Sparks, and you're watching Christians United Broadcasting Network, coming to you live from Edmond, Oklahoma, USA. Still the land of the free and the home of the brave. Glory to the King. We've got an amazing show for you tonight. Today is August 29th. I've been telling you guys for months now that September is 42 months since the Antichrist, who we have positively identified as Pope Francis, since he was identified, it's been 42 months. And today we are able to tell you something we couldn't tell you yesterday, and that is who the false prophet is. Wow. He's right on time. He's another one of those who's revealed by time. We haven't even been able to speculate who he is up until this moment, but now we know who he is. He's on the scene, and this guy is really incredible. He's going to do miracles. He's going to call fire down from heaven. He's going to, it's signs and lying wonders, okay? Lying wonders. He's a liar. He is Baruch Kahane, Rabbi Baruch Kahane, the newly elected high priest of the Israeli Sanhedrin. Remember, all prophets are Jews. All false prophets are Jews. Okay? So when the word's talking about false prophets, it's talking about Jews, okay? This guy is the new spiritual leader of Israel. He holds the position that Caiaphas held. And when he betrayed Jesus and handed him over to Rome for crucifixion, he's the one. Here's our false prophet. So now we know exactly who our Antichrist is. We know exactly who our false prophet is. And things are going to kick into high gear as we go into the next 2 years before the return of the King. Oh, this is getting so exciting. Don't you love it? I love Bible prophecy and watching for the King. It's fun. There's nothing more fun than watching for the King. And he commands it, so it's a good thing it's fun, isn't it? I got to read this to you. This is from Breaking Israel News. High priest is chosen by Sanhedrin. Temple service could be 1 week away. Now, we're not 1 week away from a temple service. So the headline is a little bit misleading there. But we're close, okay? Now, this is interesting. This is the scripture that they give with the article. It's Malachi 2:7. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law at his mouth. Now, that's saying that the high priest, the people are supposed to obey the high priest. Okay? Blinded Israel is going to follow this high priest like a Pied Piper. Okay? And he's going to point them toward the Antichrist, Pope Francis, and they will receive him as their Messiah on this guy's word. Okay? They're obligated by the Torah to listen to this guy. This is the first high priest in the position of what Caiaphas was since the second temple was destroyed 2,000 years ago. Yeah, this is huge, huge in Bible prophecy. We haven't had any idea who this guy is, but now we do. Now we know who he is. Glory to the King. Hi, everybody. How are you doing over here? Let me go over and check out the chat room. Hi, Janine. Hi, Cher. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Shirley. You guys all doing good? It's great to see you. This is going to be fun today. We are going to read this article and see what it has to say about this guy. What's really interesting, his name is Rabbi Baruch Kahane. You remember all those videos that you saw out there on YouTube and that were saying they found the name Baruch in the scriptures and that they thought it was Barack Obama. No. It's Baruch Kahane. The word was 100% accurate, predicting his first name. It told us his first name would be Baruch. Baruch. And that's his name, Kahane, Kahane. That's our false prophet. He and our Antichrist, Pope Francis, are going to make quite the pair. And get this, our sister Angela was telling me, let me go back over here to my Facebook wall real quick. And she was telling me about this meeting that's going to be happening in Jerusalem, where our Antichrist, Pope Francis, is going to be in Jerusalem September 4th through the 23rd or something like that, almost the whole month. This is a key month that, as you can see on the graphic, that is Baruch Kahane. Look at him. He is going to burn like a crispy critter. We know that the Antichrist and the false prophet are going to be tossed into hell, into the lake of fire that burns with brimstone. The only person we could ever positively identify has been the Antichrist. But now here's the other one that we know he's going to be a really bad thing for the Jewish people. So if you're Jewish and you love Jesus, avoid this guy like the plague. You're going to start seeing that he's going to be changing the laws and stuff like that. The Torah that they follow, he's going to be altering things, okay? And telling them, no, you don't have it right. Here's how it's supposed to be. And as the high priest, the scripture commands them to listen to this guy. So he's going to do miracles. He's going to call fire from heaven. He's going to do signs and miracles and lying wonders. Remember, lying wonders. When he brings fire out of heaven, it's some satellite shooting fire down to a precise point at his command. It's not real, okay? It's not real. These are lying wonders, but he's going to be doing miracles, and the world's going to think that he's doing real miracles, okay? This false prophet. And he's the one that's going to tell the Jewish people that the Pope is their Messiah and that they should take the mark and worship him. Well, there he is, Rabbi Kahane, Baruch Kahane, our false prophet. Take a look at that face. You're going to get to know him quite well in the next couple of years. He's going to be everywhere in the news. He and the false prophet, he and the Antichrist Pope, those two together are going to wreak havoc on the world. Let's look at this rest of this article. That's incredible. Seriously. Isn't that amazing? It's happening exactly like the Word of God said it would. I mean, the Word of God is true, and you can trust it. Okay. Now, it says here, Rabbi Baruch Kahane, the graphics that you saw were him offering the omer, which is the barley sacrifice, to God in the heart of the old city of Jerusalem. He has been appointed as high priest by the nascent Sanhedrin. Now, you want to know what nascent means? Nascent in the dictionary means especially of a process or organization just coming into existence and beginning to display signs of future potential. OMG. Isn't Bible prophecy fun? It's like my favorite thing. A significant step was recently taken toward reinstating the temple service when the nascent Sanhedrin selected Rabbi Baruch Kahane as the next Kohen Gadol, high priest. The selection was made as a precaution for Yom Kippur because they think that the Messiah is at hand, and he is, but not the one they think. If the political conditions should change, which they will, allowing the Jews access to the Temple Mount, they will be required by Torah law to bring the sacrifices. And see, remember, they're going to be told that they have the ark, and then they're going to have to build the temple. Rabbi Kahane is confident that if that should happen, temple service could begin in less than 1 week. You remember when we talked about how they could, as soon as they get permission through a treaty agreement, the covenant with hell from Isaiah 28:15, they will erect the tent tabernacle. Okay? Now, this can't be, I'm not sure, according to Jewish law, if I don't think they have to do the ashes of the red heifer to erect the tent tabernacle, but they do have to have the ashes of the red heifer to cleanse the area where the temple will be built around the tent tabernacle. Okay? But see, they can put that tent tabernacle up overnight and start the sacrifices again. And this is going to be really amazing because none of us have lived to see how the Jews did in ancient times with their sacrifices that was required to bring to the temple of them. Remember when Jesus' parents brought 2 turtle doves? An offering, these sacrifices, when they're going on, you're talking about thousands of animals being sacrificed every week. Okay? Thousands. So this is going to turn into a huge a blood thing. Okay? When the temple is in operation and the sacrifices are happening, the blood flows all the time. Okay? But anyway, they are going to rebuild the temple, and we have to have a treaty first, but this is saying that once they have permission for the Jews to have access to the Temple Mount, they will start bringing the sacrifices, because they'll erect the tent tabernacle and start there, and they will then do the red heifer ashes and build the temple around it. Okay? Now this says, Rabbi Kahane is a prominent scholar. Let's see who this guy is. He is Snake Jr. Okay. Or Snake, he's Stay Puft the second. He's the twin. Okay. Rabbi Kahane is a prominent scholar, knowledgeable in the complicated laws pertaining to the subject of temple service. Oh man, this is so cool. He is part of the Halacha Berura Institute, established by Rabbi Avraham Isaac Cohen Cook, the first chief rabbi of Israel, which deals with the elucidation of Jewish law from its Talmudic sources, that's oral law, and commentaries. He has played a prominent role in all the reenactments of the temple services performed to date. I should have known who he was. I should have known that he had to be in place of Caiaphas. I should have known that, but I didn't. But now I do. Okay? But until he was elected, we couldn't identify the guy anyway. Okay? Now this says, excuse me. This year I'm still trying to get over this stuff in my lungs. I'm not good at taking care of myself. I should have went back for another antibiotic, but I didn't. So anyway, I'm just kind of letting my body deal with it, which takes a long time. Okay, now let's see. This year has already seen much temple-oriented activity. The Temple Institute has created a registry of Kohanim, and established a school for educating men of the priestly class in the details of temple service. Now, the Kohanim are the descendants of Levi, the priesthood, and performed reenactments on all the holidays, including the especially significant Passover sacrifice. Wow, how about that? Now, let's see if it says anything else. Rabbi Hillel Weiss, spokesman for Rabbi Hillel Weiss explained to Breaking Israel News the necessity for choosing a high priest, even in the absence of a temple. We do not need a miraculous occurrence like the sudden appearance of a temple descending from heaven onto the Temple Mount to make this decision relevant. Well, interesting wording, isn't it? Explained Rabbi Weiss. The only obstacle preventing the temple service today is the political issue. If that should suddenly change, as it very well could, we would be required to begin the temple service immediately. It is therefore necessary that we have a candidate prepared to fill the role of the high priest, especially now that we have Kohanim prepared to serve in the temple. Rabbi Yisrael Ariel, founder and the head of the Temple Institute, is a member of the Sanhedrin, but did not rule in this decision. He told Breaking Israel News that it was not necessary for the Sanhedrin to choose a Kohen Gadol, but they're doing it anyway, aren't they? This is certainly something we should do now as religious Jews. Choosing a high priest and all of the preparations for the temple service are mitzvot, commandments, that are incumbent upon us according to the Torah, said at Rabbi Ariel. It is not a matter of opinion. It is written explicitly in the Torah, and just like any of the other mitzvah written in the Torah, we have to choose a Kohen Gadol and make all the preparations regardless of whether there is a temple standing right now. Rabbi Kahane was reluctant to discuss the Sanhedrin's decision. He won't stay that way for long. This may not be the time to choose a Kohen Gadol. There are no sacrifices required, he said to Breaking Israel News. However, he added, that could change overnight. In any case, it is clear that we need to be prepared, to prepare the priests and to have everything ready. When asked how long it would take to begin the sacrifices, if it suddenly became permissible, he considered carefully before answering. If the government decided to permit it, it would only take a few weeks to make preparations, even to do the Yom Kippur service, he said. The structures can be temporary and prepared almost overnight. The biggest obstacle is educating the Kohanim, which we are taking care of already. Once the priests are thoroughly educated, choosing a Kohen Gadol and teaching him what he needs to know for the Yom Kippur service is relatively simple and will take 1 week. The temple service performed by the Kohen Gadol is very demanding, but for an educated Kohen, it is not overly difficult to learn to serve as the Kohen Gadol. How about it? Oh my gosh, can you believe this, guys? This is so cool. It's amazing. Let me see if I can get this thing to scroll down just a little further for me. Now it says, Rabbi Weiss explained the importance of advancing temple initiatives, even when it seems that reinstituting the temple service is not a matter of urgency. There are many Torah laws that are not sacrifices or temple service, but are nonetheless dependent on the temple and the Kohanim. We recently reenacted the Omer wave offering, which has ramifications for when Israel can eat the current wheat harvest. In addition, we also reenacted the giving of the shoulder, 2 cheeks, and stomach of an ox to the priests. Reekage, but I mean, if that's what it requires. And this is Deuteronomy 18:3. And this shall be the Kohanim's due from the people, from them that offer a sacrifice, whether it be ox or sheep, that they shall give unto the Kohen the shoulder and the 2 cheeks and the maw. So that's their part of the sacrifice that they receive. This is not only part of a sacrifice, but is also an issue of kashrut, which is kosher laws, which we should be doing today, explained Rabbi Weiss. Instead, it is treated in a rather shabby, symbolic manner. While it seems unlikely that the political climate could shift within a few weeks to the extent necessary for Jews to establish an altar and begin preparing sacrifices on the mount in time for Yom Kippur, The world can rest assured that as the moment those changes should occur, the Jewish people are prepared. Oh, wow. Isn't that cool? Oh, what do you guys think in the chat room? Let me go over here and see what they think over here. Are you guys doing okay? Oh, what do you guys think? Hey, Angela. Wonderful to see you, sister. Yeah, I was going to tell you guys about what Angela had shared with me. Let me get back over here to my Facebook. She is good at picking out details. So are several other sisters that we've got here. But let's see. Where is your comment, love? Oh, it might be on my other wall. Where is it? Oh, maybe it's on my other wall. Let me check it out. Well, Angela was telling me about this conference that I had mentioned to you that is coming in September. Okay, she says, I hope you don't mind me going ahead and reading what you wrote here, Angela. She says, I find the timing remarkable as the Pope will be in Jerusalem between September 4th and 23rd, heading the 2016 Mekudeshet Festival, which has been touted as the biggest ecumenical gathering ever. Really? Don't you love Bible prophecy? I love it. According to the organizers, the 2016 Mekudeshet Festival is a new interfaith and spiritual gathering of Christians, Jews, and Muslims. It's a one world religion thing. This has been reported as an 11-day consecration. You know what consecration means? It means separated unto God. That's what my name means, Lisa. Consecrated to God, separated unto God. It says, remember, he was in the U.S. at this same time last year. Yeah, isn't this amazing how it's all coming together? It's so cool. Okay, now let's look at some of the scriptures. Let's go over to Revelation chapter 13 real quick. Now that we know who this guy is, let's run through some of these scriptures. We don't have a lot of time. We just have a couple of minutes before we go to break. But let's go to Revelation 13. And we're going to run through a couple of these scriptures real quickly, if possible. Oh, come on. Don't give me a hard time today. Seriously? Don't give me a hard time. Revelation 13. 13. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Okay. Now, get this. Now, let's look at this in Revelation 13. And let's start at 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. This is the Catholic Church, the Roman Catholic Church, the Vatican. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard. His feet were the feet of a bear, and his mouth is the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power. That the dragon is Satan, and his seat and great authority. So that is the Vatican, the Roman Catholic Church. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. And they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, and who is able to make war with him? What country is gonna attack a worldwide church? Not yet. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. Now this is he's talking about this false prophet here. He opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, and to blaspheme his name and his temple and them that dwell in heaven. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints, and to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. And I beheld, here's our false prophet. I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb. He spake as a dragon, and he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him. He's a religious leader, a Jew. Troy, I need just a couple minutes. Can we delay the break just for a couple minutes? He exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast. Now, so see, you've got your Antichrist that points people toward the church as an entity. Then you've got your false prophet that points people toward the Antichrist as the Messiah. Now, watch this. He says, he causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. He's a Jew, going to point at the Messiah. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. That's our guy, Baruch Kahane. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. So that Kahane is going to point the Jews toward the Pope and the Catholic Church. Now it says, he doeth great wonders. He maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in sight of men. He deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles. He's going to do miracles, guys. This guy here, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. That's in the sight of the Antichrist, right? Saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. So they're going to make an image of Pope Francis at some point, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, and that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. There's your Antichrist and your false prophet positively identified. Glory to the King. We'll go ahead and take a break, and we'll be right back after this. Don't go away.